So after
Light on my feet.
kind of a long day, long week of fighting, Cyrus and his party are kind of are back at camp. And I think one thing that's been sort of just really eating at Cyrus lately is these urges. They've been getting stronger. And I think for him, he's really wanted to blame the parasite for just these really, what he sees as just dark inclinations. And tonight just it feels especially heavy on him. Just he's been feeling like a hunger for blood, and where they're camped right now, like he's been wanting to just get away, you know. But tonight he just, there's nowhere to escape to, and he's been feeling really, really restless tonight, and just not really ready to go to bed or anything, but doesn't really have anything to do, you know. He's been eventually he sort of winds down, and after having a few conversations with his friends, he finally just, he gives in and he goes to bed.
You open your eyes with a lurch, and you are not in your bed. You stand above a body which is in a state of gore nearly beyond recognition. The body of that brave girl who earnestly swore to devote her life to your cause. Her blood covers you, and its warmth feels like the embrace of an old friend. You recall nothing of how you ended up here, but your head pounds and aches.
Right now, I think we're feeling just a lot of shock first. But it's weird. It feels like there's been this release in our body of just like, or Cyrus's body of like, wow, finally, I got this out. Who was this girl? I mean, it was someone who popped up in our camp and wanted to join us, and then literally this happened. I think that like as he's coming down from his high, he's starting to like, it's starting to hit him. What did I do? Who am I? Why? How did I lose control? Yeah, I think the first thing he's trying to do is just remember. Nothing comes to mind. It's just darkness. It's just he doesn't remember anything.
The throbbing in your skull will hardly let you think, let alone remember.
I think there's this fear of like, okay, who saw this?
No matter how it appears, the body is there, and her blood is on your hands. The question flows through your mind. Who are you really, that you could be guilty of such bitter business?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of wonder
wicked
right now.
must have woken you. The contemptible pervert within must have lavished slash after slash upon the girl. But where could that monster have come from? If only you knew yourself better. You don't have much time for reflection now. You need to act.
Yeah, there's almost this.
You may only have a few moments before the others awaken and begin to cast blame for the hot sin before you.
Yeah, I think like really quickly, I think there's this wanting to like, wait, what happened? Why is this? Why? Like, what does this have to do with who I am as a person? And like, how is this possible? Like, this doesn't align with anything I remember, like growing up. I don't remember ever having these tendencies growing up in the monastery. Like, I don't remember, like if as far as Cyrus can remember, he's had a very docile past, like one of astute training and regimen and discipline, and like all he's known is the life at the monastery. So and to his recollection, nothing like this has ever happened before. There's never been this, and so why is this coming out now? But I think in this moment, like it's like we don't have time to really try and figure out the answers. We need to hide the body. it's just complete guilt right now. Like he's not even
A
thinking
light
about
and
like
delicate girl.
how to explain this.
There should
He's
be no trouble at all to toss her into a ditch. You roll her away, further bloodying your hands as you do. In lumbering style, you have gotten away with murder.
this is the part that we're not really fully able to understand, is the fact that there's this level of joy and like, what is this, ecstasy that we felt last night, that like it not only felt good, it felt right. And so like I think Cyrus is waking up feeling strangely good about what happened the night before, and it's a feeling he has a hard time grappling with. Like I think he's like, I should be feeling guilty, I should be feeling horrible after that, but I think there's a part of him that's thinking, when do I get to do that again? And that scares him. I think he immediately checks in on Lizelle to see if she notices anything.
Speak.
She doesn't really seem to see anything. So I think that, yeah, we're not gonna allude to any of this. Yeah, we're right in the middle of like, did I get away with it? So I think he tries to make conversation in other ways.
I expect I am your first. I suppose I am as alien to you as you are to me. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them. That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
It's interesting, like, now, like, for some reason, this conversation comes really naturally to him. I think before, he was having a really difficult time talking to Lizelle and just being around her, just because of how nervous he was. And now all of a sudden, like, this conversation, like, even as she's insulting him, he's like sort of cool with it and kind of willing to dish it out back.
Opinion, but mine is certainly more economical, disciplined, dignified. Yes.
I don't even know if he's really listening as much as just
starts with a fever and
more
memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate.
amused with how easy this
conversation
conversation's coming to him.
Every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born.
Even like as she's telling the story, like it doesn't really seem to affect us. Like there's just this lightness about us. Like we could, like not like there's not a care in the world.
Because I do not intend to let this happen. Not to me, and if you stick with me, not to you. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me.
Yeah, I think that I think he's almost amused at like Lazelle's seriousness about this, because it just seems like, you know, no big deal to him at this point. Or just in this moment, you know? I think in this moment he feels like he might have got away with it. As a way of distracting himself, I think he's like, hey, he starts to tell the crew that we should, maybe head off to the village we saw from the other day, and see if we can find the goblin camp. It's strange feeling as though we got away with murder. And it's also strange.
Flare vessel. If its occupant survived, then nowhere to be seen.
I think it's also strange to feel like we committed murder as well. Like there's this strange sense of like, yeah, I mean, he's killed before, obviously. But it's always been for defense or with purpose or from some moral, state. And I think he's suddenly starting to feel a new side of himself. Like he wants to try it again. And so I think he's hungry to get back into fighting. hungry to feel that feeling again, but perhaps in a more justified sense. Hopefully.
I will only.
The crew started talking behind him, but he doesn't really seem to like even be listening. He's still sort of amused and like replaying the images of that dead woman, you know, in his head over and over and over again. Starting to try to feel
busy with
guilt.
the foul bloods in Elson's Grove.
He also has this like new confidence about him too that he's like really excited about.
Not no more. The contract didn't mention no goblins. I would have prepped the lads, brought better weapons.
It's like he's
Don't know
really
what I
prepared.
expected.
Almost accusatory.
That much gold for some long-lost relic buried in the arse end of nowhere. And from a wizard, too. It's called the Night Song. Supposed to be hidden under the temple where the goblins jumped us. I'd give you a map of the temple and wish you a happy funeral. But my mate Brian kept hold of it like his own sodger. Goblins made short of the fat old chunk.
Yeah, Cyrus is like in a haughty moment.
Don't thank
This
me.
is new for him.
I'll be well on my way to Baldur's Gate when you die.
Almost laughing at this guy's like frailty.
I'm just glad to be rid of the bloody thing. Happy hunting.
This is strange. He's not used to all these new feelings around. He's never really been a violent person. Like he's understood that violence has been necessary, or fighting has been necessary, but he's never made these sort of he's never been hungry for it before, you know. And often he's been taught or trained to like avoid it. And so this new approach is maybe even scaring him a little bit, you know. I think he's starting to feel a little bit of trepidation of like, whoa, am I losing myself here? He kind of goes off on his own in this moment. I think just looking to sort of like clear his head. He sort of finds a moment down here, and while he's down here, I think remorse starts to set in. Yeah, Cyrus starts to feel the weight of this innocent girl's death on his hands. He's reminded of like the stickiness of the blood, and he's starting to feel guilty and sorry for what he did. And there's suddenly this like urgent need to like tell someone and confess it and get it out of his system. But he's young and he's terrified, and I don't think he knows what exactly to do with these. What happens if they leave? I mean, he just got these friends. He just got this crew, and they like him, and they follow him, and they support him, and they're great. And this is the first time he's really had like a team, you know, like this before. And so I think he's really afraid of losing that. And so I think for this moment, he sort of just, he bottles it up and he stays quiet. But I think there's also this need to like find a solution. And so I think in this moment, he's like, all right, I can't like keep this bottled up forever. I need to find a solution. Like I need to investigate, like, why am I reacting like this? What is it about, you know, what's going on inside of me that causes me to lash out in such, you know, a dark and vile way? And so, yeah, I think that's kind of what we're trying to figure out right now. Dude, he's going through a lot. Poor guy. Yeah. So he comes back up, calls his group together. He's like, let's see if we can. And he sees these ogres over here in the distance. And,
He sends a classic ambush in the making.
ambush. I think he hears that, and you know, we start scouting around here, seeing if we can find any of the other ones. Anyone else in this area?
Get over there! Surround him
Yep.
like!
Just like that.
You spotted us. Good. It's like they say. No fun in skewing a pig what doesn't know he's cooked.
I think that like overconfidence is starting to wane, and he's starting to sort of come back to his roots, to his like more peaceful demeanor.
And I didn't want to be stuck mopping up nosy trespassers like you. Ain't no one getting their way today.
As the symbol glows, Power courses through you. Authority.
This is tough. You can feel the pull, right, of both sides here. Of like the out of my way, I'm gonna cut you down, and the like let me be, you know, passive, and just the out need to attack. And I think that like, I think he's being pulled in both directions, and I think the first thing he does is he just attacks. I think he doesn't know how to process his emotions, and so he just responds and
This ought to be fun.
in a fight.
Let's!
We'll do it my way.
I think his team is a little bit annoyed that they're making he's made this decision though. Like it doesn't really seem like him. Like Cyrus is usually one that's like well thought. Like he's very smart about his attacks and actions, and so I think that the fact that he's willing to just jump into this fight is
Don't linger.
abnormal here. And they're sort of like caught off guard and not really knowing how to respond to his like rashness in jumping into fight. And of course he's just gonna run in. I don't even know where he's going. I think he sees this person first, and so that's the one he's gonna race towards.
Need to find a way forward.
Gale immediately goes down. And suddenly Cyrus is starting to feel a little bit guilty for just jumping into this fight, but you know, he's acting out of instinct now and not really has time to feel guilt about this. This feels like a really bad fight. Yeah, Isabel tries to remedy the situation here. But she also feels a little bit out of place. How do we get a jump on these guys? How do we get on the roof? I think she's not ready to go outside, but knows they're in a really bad position.
Make way.
Staring, doing what he always does, seems to sort of cackle as he fights. Doesn't really seem to have much issue killing.
On the way.
Tries to reposition to get in a
Nothing
safe
will
position.
stand in my way. You work.
And is excited to finally find someone to attack. Gale goes down again. Lae'zel's getting pretty pissed off here. But she feels very ineffective in this fight, and that's frustrating. Here's the beast. I wonder if we can. And is starting to sense the way that this fight is playing out. Just because of his experience, I think he has a better understanding of like what their chances are for this fight, and it's not looking good. In the meantime, yeah, Cyrus is just having a heyday here. So I think he does what he does best. He disappears.
Yes, here.
Meanwhile, Cyrus, I don't think is ready to fully give up on this fight. Cyrus is starting to feel terrified as well. This is all going wrong. It's a creative shot, but it just happens to work.
Another day, another fight.
Why is he missing so much? Ah. Like, what is happening? This is not good. Maybe it's just because he's distracted. He feels his head's in a million places right now. This bugbear's frightening him. There's another goblin. It's a terrifying move, but I think he feels like he has to do it in order to escape. I think we go for it. This might be a bad idea. How close is everyone? They could get a shot off. I don't think he's gonna risk it. I'm wondering if we can... I'm not sure if I can hide and jump at the same time. Everything's a bonus action. What about just a regular action? This guy's... I don't know if he's killable in this moment. Okay, I think we can... I'm worried about this grabbing this guy's attention. Or these guys' attention. Or even just falling over right now. I don't have a jump. Where are the shadows? Can I get back into here maybe? I'm gonna run the risk of slipping. Shit. Guys, I don't know what to do right now. I'm hidden. I wonder if I just stay put. I'm in daylight. I think I just stay put on this one. I don't think this guy can reach me, so I'm gonna focus this guy. Is he blinded? Okay. I think he's blinded right now.
With finesse.
Really, really grateful for that. This might be it. This might be the end of our run. Like, Cyrus kills one person and then just gets wrecked. Okay, we got that. We needed that kill. Where's the bugbear? Okay, he's on his way. Okay, we have this grease here. I think that can slow him. We can drop a scroll of daggers as well. So we're starting to think a little more clearly now. Hopefully we don't slip. Whew. All right, we're good. Let's see how this goes. He's dashing out, which means he's not going to get an action. I think we're going to be okay. This is not pretty. Dude, freaking Cyrus is being dumb. Dumb. I think this guy dashed. He got saved. He jumps. That's not what I was hoping for. I'm going to have to disengage. How many more? Okay, we have 8 turns of Glorious Vaulting, so we can still jump on out of here. I don't know where that guy... Did we kill him? I don't think so. Like, if we could straight up just heal and then... I actually think we could just... But I think it goes through the pit, which is what I'm avoiding. So... Can we flee right now? No. Enemy too close. I think if we jump here... Hide. And then sneak over here. I think we're at least in the shadows here, so that's good. I don't think anyone else is coming. Okay, Asterian's out. He's backing out. He's not sticking around for this fight. Sorry, Cyrus. You made a bad call, and yeah, Asterius is smart enough to know that this isn't a winning fight. In the meantime, we have this idiot who's just trying his best to recover from his mistake. We have no idea how much damage this bugbear is going to do, but we just have a feeling this is not a good fight to begin. We disengage and jump, but I don't think we have enough health to even do that. So I think he feels obligated to fight this out. I think he realizes this is it. You think he tries to pull this off? Brave guy. That might have just saved our lives. My gosh. We got 10 turns here. This guy's far enough away that... Watch me just heal up for 10 turns. This is ridiculous. All right, buddy, you ready to fight? I think he might have wanted to hate on my turn, but oh my gosh! Cloud of daggers. Cyrus is feeling extremely guilty just about what happened. Like, this is so dumb. He didn't even think about it. He just pulled out his weapon and just laid into the ambush there, like right out in the open. And half his party was killed. Nearly everyone. That could have been it. That could have been the end for us. And, on a goblin ambush. This is not where he was expecting to be challenged, but this kind of awoke him up to, like,
I've seen everything.
well, the reality that he's not invincible. And his party isn't either, and yeah, I think he's feeling a lot of shame after this fight.